concluded, and it actually went out on a decent note. The final episode of season 3 was one of the better ones of the season, which isn't saying a lot. That's like saying your most recent fart was the least stinky. It, not to say that it was like an all-around bad episode or something, but it was such a horrible season that even like a decent moment just feels very sad still. Unfortunately, this season was a wash like 6 episodes ago. It was just dead, and there was nothing they could do to save it. They couldn't get the defibrillator out and shock it back to life or anything with a great episode. Not that a great episode ever came, but with the Saitama versus Orochi fight and Flashy Flash fight, those two were definitely the best moments of season 3, and they do show that the animation team here does have the capability of delivering quality at least the same level as season 2, but due to whatever unfathomable degeneracy and greed was happening behind the scenes with Bandai, where they refused to give the team any real time or money to flesh it out and deliver something of high quality, we were left with this fucking hemorrhoid of a season. And they're threatening to release a part 2. So there's an official announcement, as far as I can tell, an official announcement. Maybe this is all like a big out-of-season April Fool's joke, who's really to say at this point, where they're announcing a Season 3 Part 2. Now, it's slated to come out in 2027, which means that should be 2 years of being able to cook this season, which is significantly longer than reportedly the team had to work on Season 3 Part 1. From everything I've read, even though it took 6 years between 2 and 3, the actual animation didn't really have all that long to bake. So that gives me a small glimmer of hope that maybe Part 2 will be a significant improvement and get back to what JC Staff was able to deliver with Season 2 at least. That being said, the official poster that was posted for it is literally the exact same one that they made for Season 3 Part 1 2 years ago. They just flipped the PNGs around. If you could have seen my face when I saw that poster, I was sporting the biggest frown you've ever seen. Not even the Grinch could find a way to look that miserable when I saw that. Because that's... You can't really come up with a good excuse there other than they didn't feel like making a new poster. They wanted to do the bare minimum. You can't even blame that on, like, budget or,
It's
like,
for life
time
says.
constraints or something to
Sup.
just reuse the same image from over 2 years ago and just flip the characters around. That's... Jiminy Christmas. Holy Toledo. That's rough. Heavens to Betsy. That is already putting Part 2 in a pretty sour spot that they couldn't even be bothered to make like a new poster for it. But again, with 2 years here, 2 years of playtime, hopefully it can be an improvement from what we just experienced here with Part 1. Season 3 was an atrocity. It was an affront to God when it comes to animation. But not just animation, because everything was so rushed and so crunched, everything suffered, even outside of animation. So, like, the pacing didn't work. There were tons of editing mistakes out the wazoo. The characters would sometimes just grow titties, or sometimes, like, lose or gain fingers. Like, all kinds of, like, crazy, wacky shit was going on. And then, like, the humor would fall flat because it was edited so poorly and cut from, like, the joke away from the punchline, then back to the punchline. It was just a complete disaster. So while the animation did look like a PowerPoint and it's the main thing people criticize and spit on, it had even more problems than just that. The whole season was pretty embarrassing to what the source material had provided. Again, I don't want to just keep, barking up this tree, but I cannot express enough just how good the One Punch Man series is. The manga is extraordinary. And to see an adaptation like this that is clearly rushed and half-baked, it just sucks. And it's why it's become such like a big talking point for a lot of people. Because people cherish Season 1. And even though Season 2 wasn't as good as Season 1, in hindsight, we didn't know how good we had it then, I guess. Because this has just been terrible. Absolutely terrible. And even if you don't know anything about One Punch Man, just watching Season 3 is not enjoyable. There's not a whole lot to like about it. And again, I want to strongly reiterate this for the millionth time. I don't put the blame solely on the shoulders of JC's staff for this catastrophe of a season. I think with the couple of decent moments shown here, it proves that there are passionate, talented animators working at that studio. I think the problem comes from a higher level. The fucking husks, the soulless corporate zombies in suits at Bandai that are so against putting any amount of actual money and elbow grease into this property, and reportedly only giving them like 6 months worth of production to shit out season 3 here. It seems like they're committed to delivering the cheapest, laziest, and most bare bones anime adaptation just to cash in on the goodwill of the One Punch Man name. I don't understand why, and I honestly feel like even though the release date is 2027 for part 2, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that they don't start production until like January 2027 and it comes out in like October of 2027. It really wouldn't even have me raise an eyebrow. That seems to be Bandai's MO right now. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they fucking put a padlock on the JC Studios office doors, preventing them from even thinking about working on One Punch Man Season 3 Part 2 until they permit them to do so 6 months before it's supposed to air. They just seem fully committed to delivering trash with the One Punch Man name. Bandai is. It's just extremely disappointing because it doesn't have to be this way. It's pretty inexcusable from Bandai's side. And admittedly, I am shocked they're even going for another rodeo here. I thought for sure, based on the reception to Season 3 and how it's become a historically trash season in anime history, I thought they would 100% just wash their hands of One Punch Man, be like, alright, well that didn't work. Seems there's no pleasing any of you. You didn't like Season 3? We spent all of $46 on it. Well, that's the best we can do. Ungrateful. Sorry, no more One Punch Man anime, I guess. Go fucking, drink toilet water for all we care. I thought they were just going to be done. I thought there was no chance. I thought they'd just bury their head in their ass, call it quits quietly, no more One Punch Man. But they immediately, after airing the final episode, have a part 2 ready to announce. I can sniff the fumes in the air that this was probably always the plan to try and milk it a bit. But I don't think they expected how poorly the first part would be received before they, really, lat spread and lock themselves into this path here. But who knows, maybe Christmas miracles do happen. Is it going to sound like fanfic and a lot of, dangerous levels of hopium, but maybe Bandai learned their lesson here with part 1, where they realized that they can't just, plop out any amount of garbage and people will swallow it with a smile on their face and endlessly support it and spend money or whatever. Maybe now they'll get the message and learn that they need to actually put real time and resources into developing something meaningful. Anime is bigger than it has ever been, which means there's far less leniency from the audience to just stomach trash to this degree here, where it's like almost insulting to the human eye. There are just so many other things, they'll just go watch something else. It's not like Pokemon fans, where no matter how shitty the Pokemon game is that comes out, they'll still just play it, swallow the shit with a smile on their face. Here, people are a lot less receptive to that. They'll just go watch something else and drop this because it's just not very good. It's just a stupid decision across the board, even from a business perspective of trying to save a couple of doubloons on the bottom line by giving them no time and money to make your anime. You just stand to lose more than you could ever possibly gain there. It's just silly. Especially for something like One Punch Man, where there is only 3 seasons in the last 10 years. They haven't built up, the brainwashing like Pokemon has, and I know I've already made this point before, but I think it's an apt comparison, where people will just watch it no matter what. With One Punch Man, a ton of people dropped it because it was shitty. The only people that stuck with it are masochists and fans that just couldn't look away from the train wreck. They had to watch how their boy was being massacred here with Season 3 of a beloved IP. I'm in that group. It was a stupid decision, and hopefully this message has made it loud and clear into the minds of the Bandai executives that made the initial call to spend no money and give no time to JC staff. Hopefully with part 2, that has really sunk in, and they are going to actually put more money and give JC staff more time so they can hopefully get back to what they were doing with Season 3's... Oh god, good lord. That was like poison coming out of my lips. With Season 2's level of quality. Hopefully we never see anything like Season 3 ever again. Holy shit. Anyway, I'll stop yapping about it. The Season 3 Part 1 is over. hallelujah. That's great news. That's about it. So yeah.
Goddamn. I almost choked. I drank my water. I snatched girlfriend cheating. More drama. More dumb shit. Women ruining video games. So much damn drama. Why do so fighting game not over? Yeah, if you play a fighting game, you should automatically know not to put your controller down until the game's.
Merry Christmas, everybody. This video is probably gonna get released maybe after Christmas, maybe even by Christmas, but the point being, I hope you guys had a good Christmas. So, a few months ago, I made a video about AI. It's actually one of the first videos I ever made, and yeah, it's not really my best video, to be honest. And I also made a YouTube short about AI, but it didn't really elaborate on the dangers of AI. Now, first, before I want to start the video, I do feel obligated to mention this because I've been making a few videos about Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, I'm aware that there is major, pretty big developments in the Jeffrey Epstein files. CoffeeZilla made a video about it, so if you want more information about that, I suggest you watch his video because that's not what we're going to be talking about today. Now, if you read the title, you know it's about how my biggest fear and concern about AI has become a reality. Now, if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, my biggest fear is that AI has officially taken over the world.
I don't think we got to that point yet. I don't think we got to that point yet. I don't think it's taking over the world yet. I think we're getting there. We're getting to the point where it's going to take over the world, but I don't think it's going to. I don't think right now it's taking over the world. Not yet. Not yet.
Now, obviously, AI didn't commit a major genocide against the human race, or we didn't all turn into cyborgs. But if you really just sit back for a second and just look what's going on in the world, especially around AI, you will find quite literally that AI has taken over the entire world. Go on YouTube and you'll find hundreds of AI videos. Watch television and you'll find AI advertising. Fuck, go on Google, type up any question you want, and the first thing that will appear
Yeah, the
is
AR.
an AI generated answer. Now, before we go into how I feel like AI has taken over the world, I would like to go back to my original video that I made on AI to pretty much elaborate on some things I said in that video, but I didn't talk more about, if that makes sense.
Back to what I said too, this problem's already starting. Now, obviously, you can tell the difference between a deep fake and what's real, but
A lot of
what's
people can't.
happening, we can't tell the difference anymore. That's a problem that we're gonna have to deal with very soon because AI is advancing
Really
extremely
fast.
fast.
Yep.
So, all this I mentioned could happen maybe in
For years.
maybe 3 years, maybe 2 years, maybe.
Now, what I didn't elaborate on is what makes deepfake so dangerous, and one of the biggest examples is misinformation. To go a little deeper, and keep in mind this is all hypothetical, but let's just say in 2 years, if AI is as accessible as it is, and if AI gets to the point where you can't tell the difference anymore, it's going to be significantly harder to process information. Now, you're probably like, duh, but keep in mind it's going to take significantly longer to process information if there's always that skepticism of whether a video's AI or whether a video's not AI.
That did as true.
You rely on getting your information from TikTok.
Cause you can't trust shit.
Instagram, Facebook, especially TikTok. If you get any of your information off of TikTok, you better get off of TikTok, because that is not going to be a reliable source for your information. And what I mean by longer to process information is I'm suggesting that deepfakes are already an issue. So let's just say you're scrolling on TikTok and you come across a video of, I don't know, Jake Paul beating a legitimate boxer. Okay, that's not the best example because you'll probably already know it's fake, but you get what I'm trying to get at here. When you come across content on social media, your first reaction is always going to be, how the fuck am I supposed to tell if this video's AI or this video's not AI, until the video's proven otherwise. Obviously, this is all still hypothetical, but I do believe this is a real concern that we're most likely going to have to face in the coming years.
Now, this part is kind of hard to predict what could happen, but I'll do my best to logically predict what could happen. Because, regarding people's concerns about AI, I believe this artificial intelligence surpassing human intelligence is probably.
Okay, I didn't actually predict anything, because it's hard to predict something as unpredictable as AI. Although I do want to add something that I didn't address really in the video, and it all ties together what this video is actually about, because I believe that AI doesn't need to surpass human intelligence in order to take over the world, as I believe AI has already taken over the world. I mentioned how AI is in the process of taking over videos on YouTube and also social media. I also mentioned how AI is in the process of taking over advertising, also information on Google. And if you really start to look at it, AI is slowly starting to take our jobs. Like, for example,
that too.
it's easier to make a AI generated ad rather than go through the process of hiring people for advertising. It's easier to make an AI generated video.
NCLMAO says, something heart-wrecking happened to me early today. I lost my online little bro from across the world. Bro blocked me. Anyway, hi.js wanted to vent. I might be back in a bit.
And to be coming with the most random ass fucking stories. Like, what the hell? I lost my.
It's for life says. Okay, what did you do? That's the problem.
That his brother blocked him.
Relationship advice for school, for basic tasks. And one of people's biggest concerns about AI is eventually AI surpassing human intelligence. And that's a valid concern. But what's even more concerning is AI doesn't even need to surpass human intelligence in order for it to take over the world, as it's already taken over the world, or at least is in the process of. What are you going to do when AI does eventually become ultra intelligent, but you're still relying on AI for basic
Exactly. Yep.
I mentioned before? You are going to become a slave, and maybe I'm overreacting.
I didn't. Yeah, that's also true. That's also true. Exactly. It doesn't even. AI doesn't even need to take over the world. But the fact that we allowed AI too much, because the thing is, right, when you allowed AI too much, you know, it'll become like the internet, like how the internet. Basically, if we have no internet, you know, I don't know. If we have no internet, the world would literally like, you know, the world will probably grind to a halt. So eventually, it's gonna become the same thing with AI, where basically, you know, if we lose AI, we like won't be able to function. Kind of crazy.
Which I probably am, but I do
Kind of
believe these
crazy.
are real concerns. And like I said, also, AI is only going to get smarter and smarter. But what's also important to keep in mind is if we are reliant on AI for basic tasks, then we are going to get dumber and dumber.
Yeah, that too.
And if you don't believe we're getting dumber by AI, what is one of the main things we see on social media regarding AI? AI slop. And let me put my little conspiracy hat on. If AI wanted to take over the world, the best strategy wouldn't be to kill off humanity. That would be a little difficult. There's 8 billion of us after all. The best strategy would be to make us
Relying
humans
on it.
over reliant
Yep.
and dumber so we wouldn't be able to resist the AI takeover. And what did I mention in this video? We are becoming over reliant and dumber when consuming AI. Anyways, that's enough of me talking today. I just wanted to
He's not wrong
make a
though.
video that I wasn't the most proud of. One of my earliest videos, not my best video. And I also wanted to add some points that I didn't address in that AI video. I may have ruined your day, and I apologize for that, but I hope you at least had a good.
He's not wrong though. He is not wrong. Because like the best way, right? Because instead of eradicating, you know, humanity, just make it so we can't, so make it so we have to rely on them. Like actually, literally, that would be the best way to go. Make us over rely on it, so that way when it does take over, we can't resist it. Because literally, if we get rid of it, we're destroying ourselves. Because we can't remember, we can't. We have to keep relying on it. I don't know. That's kind. That's also I just fixed the Minecraft server. Oh, I don't know how to change it. I have so many fucking skins. I just don't. Like, I don't know if I can show you. I have so many fucking skins. That's so many. Look at this shit. I have so many fucking skins. I got like a Bella Lyca skin. I got a Demi Fiend skin. I got Black Frost. Got Berserker Guts. Got fucking Alucard, Werehog, Revy, other Guts one. Another Bella Lyca one. What is Beelzebub? What is this? That. Oh, and I got a series. I have so many. I just don't. I just have. I don't know. Eventually, I'll have somebody add a skin in mine. But I need that money for other shit. The only thing I don't like is that I have to open up. Oh damn. The only thing I don't like is that I have to. I have to open up Minecraft, change my skin in Minecraft, close it, then go to Feather. I want to change my. Wish you could just do it from there. Nope, you gotta go. You gotta go. Gotta change your skin through regular Minecraft. Change your skin, then close it and open up. I want to change it to Berserker Guts. I wonder how much would it be? It can't be that much. It can't be that much money, I would imagine. I got a cough. I had to change the skin. Oh, did it actually change? Add. Gotta look. There you go. Gotta close. Ow. God damn. Yeah, I fixed this. The hell? They just tested it and it worked. What the fuck? This man just break a brick? This man is making spring lock hands. It just shattered a piece of concrete. You could kill somebody. If that can go through concrete, I'm pretty sure that'd probably be able to kill somebody. Don't use it as a murder weapon. Yeah, that's why I hate you. I can't play no fucking can't play any goated ass music. Non copy fucking